and welcome to Wednesday. You may look around me and say, Miss Eden, this is not the Playhouse. Remember, I told you last week that we were going to be changing our place that we would be doing class on Wednesdays because, well, school has resumed, whatever way it may resume, and I felt like it made more sense to be in our classroom. So, recognize this blue wall. We have some new posters up on the wall behind me. You see those? Some Bible verses. We may get to some of those this year on Wednesday nights. But tonight, or today, whichever time you're watching this video, we are going to jump right into what would be our first lesson for Wednesday nights in our class. Well, we're going to do it just like we normally would do it. You just can't watch me write it. So God created mankind in his own image. Now, those of you who have been in my class before know this is our first verse that we always do. The first Wednesday that we are back together. All right. Fix that a little bit there. All right, you see our verse? So God created mankind in his own image. Genesis 1:27. So, the way we normally do this, if you are new to our class, we take this Bible verse and we're going to talk about it. All right, so we know who God is, right? So created, what would that be? That would mean he made them, right? He made, that's the easier word for created. Mankind, who is mankind? Is that dogs? No, that would be people, right? Right? Men and women, all of them, right? Created people in his own image. What is an image? Let's think about what is an image. An image can be a painting, but most of the time an image is maybe a picture, like a photograph, or it could be what? A drawing, right? Usually for our class, that is what an image is. And it is an image. So we're going to insert our other words that we normally would use for this. So God made people in his own image, right? So it would be a photograph. So what does that mean? Have you ever had somebody tell you that you look like somebody else? Sometimes Jenny Rose gets told that she looks like her mom. Or there's a phrase, you've probably heard it before, the spitting image. Have you heard that before? Have you heard an adult say that to you maybe? You are the spitting image of your mother or your father. Sometimes we hear that, don't we? I hear that with Jenny Rose quite a bit, and I hear that with me with my mom some. Now, my mom doesn't have red hair, but our faces look alike. And my brother, he looks like he could be my twin. Our faces look alike, right? So what do you think that means about God? Now, does that mean that God has red hair and wears glasses like Miss Eden? No, that doesn't mean that. But God created us to be like him, didn't he? So we should try and use the gifts that God has given us and our abilities to try to please him, right? So maybe in a situation where you are dealing with another person, that other person may be having a hard time, or maybe you're having a hard time, and you have to remember that you are the face of God to that person, aren't you? So maybe the choices that you make might influence whether or not that person may decide to ask you about church or to ask you about Bible verses that maybe they know that you know, or things like that. So the way you present yourself as an image reflects God, doesn't it? We've talked about that before. Now, I am going to show you something which I think is pretty fun. So normally on Wednesday nights, our first week, which would be the first page in your Bible journal, you would get a page like this, wouldn't you? So you get this page with this nice circle in it that Miss Eden took off the internet because she can't draw a good circle. And you would draw a picture of yourself in that little circle, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. But since we're not together, we can't do that, can we? We can still draw a picture and send it to Miss Eden if you'd like to. That would be great. But I thought it might be fun. Now, this isn't everybody. I know that. But these are some people who usually come to class on Wednesday nights. And so we're going to look at this and see. You know those faces, don't you? Let's see who we've got there. There's Elijah and Elizabeth and Audrey and Owen and Daniel and Cora and Ellie and Annie and Sam and Wyatt and Mr. Caldwell up here. And who's that crazy guy? Who is that? That's not a Wednesday night class person. That's Mr. Sam, isn't it? But we can remember that our face was created in the image of God. And I think that's pretty cool. That's a big responsibility we have sometimes, isn't it? To remember that people see us and they see what we stand for, don't they? So if they look at you and say they know that you go to church, but they're seeing you make bad choices, not being a very good reflection of God, are we? No, we're not. So what I would love for you to do, if you would like to, draw me a picture of you, if you would like to do that. Now, it doesn't have to be a piece of paper like this, right? Because Miss Eden has all this stuff on it. But you can draw me just a picture of you. It doesn't have to be in a circle. It can be your face. It can be just you. I think that would be great. I would love to have that, and then we can post some pictures if you feel led. But I hope that you have enjoyed, meeting me today in our new space with our Bible verses on the wall and our very familiar blue wall that we miss so much, don't we? And thank you for joining me. And Sunday, I will be back with my last Beata tale. It is. All right, friends, thank you for joining me. If you would like to send me a picture, you can post it in the thing here underneath the video, in the comments if you want to do it there. Or you can message it to me on Facebook. If you have my cell phone number, you're welcome to text it to me. I'm not going to put that on here. But you're welcome to send those to me, and I will make us a nice collage so people in the church can see our pictures if you would like to do that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on Sunday.